Hello and welcome to Chapter 30 of A Call from the Stars, A Call to Arms. Point of view. Alien Fleet Commander. Former friends of the Terran Union. The former four-armed and two-legged friends of the humans had made great strides into the Sniff territory, taking down several planets with minimal difficulty. It was seeming that their new fleet had seriously overpowered and outnumbered the enemy fleet. This confused their leadership a little, but they weren't going to shy on their good luck. They had been able to free many of their people and take many planets as well, numbering well over 24 at this point. On the same day as the human fleet returned to its colonies and home planet for celebrations of winning the war, this same assault fleet came across a fleet similar to its size, but that of the Sniffs. They got into firing position and got ready to offload their ordnance into the Sniff fleet when they received something they weren't expecting. They were being hailed. A little surprised, they decided to open up communications with the Sniffs and ask, "Are you planning on surrendering?" The Sniffs looked confused and simply asked one thing: "Are you allies with the humans?" Confused, the 6 appendage personnel looked at each other, said, "What does that have to do with anything?" The Sniffs once again repeated their question: "Are you allied with the humans?" The captain of the ship simply looked and said, "No, not in a long time. Why?" Communications immediately ceased, and the space between the two ships was lit up by all sorts of energy weapons fire, so much so that the actual heat could be seen throughout space as plasma, lasers, and anything else that could be fired was launched out at the Sthcieriteian fleet. The Sthcieriteian fleet only took a moment to get ready and began to fire their weapons, and with that, the war had begun anew as the fleets began to rip each other to pieces. The Sthcieriteians, even though they weren't nearly as good as the humans, their ships were much more agile, so it became much more of a furball until they got within what is considered point-blank range for space. In other words, if you can see it, you can hit it, and you will hit it. The Sniffs came with renewed vigor, something they had not seen in a long time, but now, with this assault, even though the Sniffs came out on the losing end, the assaulting fleet knew this was going to be worse, possibly so much worse than what they had expected. It wasn't until they took the commanding unit, as in the Sniffs version of an AI, and analyzed it, where they found out that the humans had actually forced a treaty, forced them to stop fighting, forced the Sniffs, the scourge of the entire universe, to stand down. Before they could truly understand what happened, before they could figure out how the humans had actually done this, even before they could send a signal back, the Sniff fleets came out from around the planet, and the whole space again lit aflame as the entire area became a whole bunch of drifting metal, drifting organic pieces, energy weapons firing left and right, and the occasional ballistic weapon firing. Neither side was very good at ballistic weapons. However, it didn't matter. This was now a fight between two enemies who had only one purpose in mind, and that was the annihilation of the other. As humans celebrated peace, war began again. War, a true universal constant, continues anew.